Good. How are you guys?
Good. I'm going to go ahead and record this one because we've got so much to talk about today. I think it might be helpful if I send it to Dr. Atai later today, just because I have so much to say. You're not going to be able to shut me up. So before we get started, is Studio 3 like there at the office? Are they starting their shoot?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, amazing. And that's all going well?
Yeah, I think they're just now getting started, so we'll see.
Amazing. Before we do jump into like what I have on the agenda, how's everything going with like talking on Slack and like the email that you saw last week? Do you have any major questions or anything that we can answer?
No, I think
Okay.
it's all pretty straightforward. Yeah.
Okay. Trying to keep it like as manageable as possible, knowing that like I know you guys are so busy. I don't want to add more to your plate. And I feel like it's a lot right now, but it's kind of like that when we onboard. And then once we get into the rhythm of things, it'll really like lighten up. So my first question is following up on Dr. Atai's piece about Google My Business. So we're managing one Google My Business account, but he keeps referencing 3. Can you help me figure out what these other accounts are that he's referencing?
They're on the phone. Claire, do you know them off the top of your head? Pardon.
Sorry, yes. There's a laser clinique, and then there's the P. Alexander Taiwan.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And then there's a Botox Cosmetic MD one.
Botox Cosmetic MD. Okay, perfect. So now that I know the names to look up, what we'll do is we'll go through and search them all and then request access to them through Google. And that way we can keep up with all 3 of them. One of the things that I said in the chat is the type of content that we're making right now, especially stuff that's going to play well on social media, like videos with music, that type of stuff isn't going to make sense on Google, for example. Google is going to be more just picture heavy and like videos without sound. So it might not make sense for us, and it's not going to be advantageous for us to go in there every single week. It's going to pull our resource of time away from doing other things that are going to have a bigger impact for you guys. So I'm thinking what we'll probably do is get in there once a month and update it with all pictures. We do that for all of our other clients, and it seems to be working pretty well. But before I make a final kind of call or recommendation on that, let us get in there and look around a little bit. One of the great things that Emily took care of this week for us is she went through and she responded to all the Google My Business reviews. So responding to reviews is super crucial. It shows Google that we're engaged and that we're paying attention to things. And it's also great for PR. And then people that are looking up those reviews see that our team is responding, and not AF marketing, but it looks like Laser Clinique is responding, right? So it looks really great, and it's good to build rapport. We'd like to do that on Yelp. And one of the things I didn't get from you guys is the Yelp login. Do you have that off the top of your head? Should I follow up with that?
I don't know the login off the top of my head.
No problem. I will put it in Slack and then ask for that so we can get in there and also respond to all those comments. Okay. Cool. So the biggest thing there was 2 major takeaways from our calls last week and the week prior. The first one was a piece of feedback that I got from Janice, which was in your guys' CRM where you record, and I'm not sure if it's like within Orchid or if you have a different like client management system for your patients, we really have to streamline and get together on recording marketing sources. Because usually what we do when we come into a new company is we like to pull that report and look at what marketing sources have been working for your company over the past like year or so. And then with that information, we're able to be like, okay, it looks like we're getting really good returns from Pandora ads and not really good return from YouTube ads, because we don't have anybody that's found us as a new patient through YouTube, but we have a ton of people from Pandora. So we are able to make better decisions that way instead of playing the guessing game. But according to Janice, it wasn't looking like the new marketing sources were being recorded in a consistent way. So do you guys have any feedback for me on that, or a way that we can start implementing that with the team? I'd like to be involved in helping. So what's your thoughts?
Are you asking just like where they like heard of us?
Yeah, so Janice had said something, and I should pull it up in an email actually, that said it was being recorded in not the right spot. And so there wasn't a way to pull a report.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably like inputting it into Orchid because they write it down on like the intake form. that they like give back to us, and then we are supposed to input it into Orchid, which is probably where she gets those reports from.
So the patient's putting it on a form and then the team has to input it directly.
Right, yeah.
Okay, and then let me go back to that too. Are your intake forms on paper?
Yes.
Okay. Does Orchid have, do you know off the top of your head, a integration to do it digitally?
I have no idea.
Okay, let me look into that for you. Because one of the things, like, we're always looking, like, listen, we're here to do social media, but like, we're here to get you more business. Like, that's really what we're here to do, right? So any way that we can help you achieve efficiencies in that way, including like not doing data input, that would probably make your life a lot easier. So let me look into that for you, because the biggest thing for us selfishly is like, we want to know that our marketing's working, right? So we want to be able to pull a report in 3 months so you can be like, oh my gosh, look at all these new patients from Instagram. So that's really helpful for us. And then it says like, oh, look at all these new patients from TikTok or YouTube or Google or whatever it might be. That way we know to make good decisions for you guys. So that's going to be a really big focus for me with the team. And with that being said, I want to schedule something for the end of March where I come in to do some, what's it called? Some training, basically. Like we talked about role playing, remember, of like how to ask patients and like talking with patients on the phone for sales and overcoming pricing objections, and really doing that as kind of a workshop. So I'm not sure who exactly would be best to be part of that workshop, but I want to have as many people in it as possible. So it doesn't have to be like a training. Like I don't want to come in and tell you guys how to do your job, but I'd like to facilitate a conversation so we can talk about what's working and what's not, and then kind of write it down for you guys so we can start making like a guidebook of what's working and things that we like to say and things that we don't. So I'll send us some invitations in Slack or some opportunities for you guys to pick a date and time so that we can go from there. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Cool. Okay, so talked about marketing sources, talked about sales training. We're coming in March 12th on a Friday for our content mission. I'm super excited about that. I know I'm waiting for March specials, so we'll get back on that. And the other really big takeaway, and this is actually why I wanted Dr. Atai to listen to this recording, which I'll send out later, but it's about the email marketing. And Janice had made a comment about the fact that you guys have MailChimp, Constant Contact, and something else. I forget the other one. And we're switching you guys to an email marketing platform called Flowdesk. It's included in your subscription with us, or I'm sorry, that subscription is included in your cost with us. We're taking care of it for you. It's what I believe to be the most sophisticated email marketing platform on the market right now. It's what we use for our own business. And it's got better open rates, better delivery rates, and much better design aesthetics. So once we get the information for the special, we'll be able to put that together to send it to you guys for approval. But I think you're really going to like it. It just like reads so much better. But the big thing, the big, I don't want to call it a problem, the big thing to be aware of is that having multiple email marketing platforms and switching between them month to month is actually in violation of CAN spam laws. So CAN spam is a set of laws that was developed actually not too long ago, like in the early 2000s or the late 2000s. That's all about protecting consumers on email marketing. So if you think about it this way, what's happening is like if you have a MailChimp account and you're sending emails through MailChimp, you might have somebody that unsubscribes from you. And that unsubscribe only goes to MailChimp. And then a couple weeks later, you switch over to go to Constant Contact. And that person's like, what the heck? I thought that I unsubscribed from this company's emails. And they're pissed because they've already unsubscribed, but MailChimp and Constant Contact don't talk to one another. So what's happening is that you have people unsubscribing or asking to be added to lists in one place, and it's not translating to another, and they can actually violate you for spam. And so once you start getting flagged for spam on these different accounts, it actually throttles your delivery success overall, and it can be a problem in the future if somebody does end up complaining. So what I recommend that we do is we stick to Flowdesk, like we get you on there. I want you guys to see how it looks, and then you don't change like every couple of months. Like if you want to make an email marketing change, what you need to do is like export that list of like active subscribers and then move everything over to a new platform and start fresh. So what we're going to need to do, which is going to take some time, is go through and comb through everybody that's unsubscribed from each of the different email marketing platforms that you're on so that we can extract their names and then delete them from each list. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just wanted to make you aware of that. And then my next question about sending the specials email is, do you guys normally send that on the first of the month?
Usually it comes out like the first week.
Okay.
Sometimes it's like on that Monday. It can be towards the end of the week. It's not very like set in stone.
Okay, that makes me feel better because I want to get it right for you for one, but I know it's going to take a little bit of back end work in order to get there. But I wanted to get the specials done first so that we can show you what it looks like on Flowdesk before we take all the energy because, and listen, I don't think you're going to hate it. I think you're going to be like, this is the best looking email I've ever seen, but I still want to get your approval before we start building a whole new platform for you. So as soon as we get those specials, we'll start building, but it's going to take us time to do that audit. And then from there, we'll be able to send that email. But the first of the month, like sneaking up on us, it's already Monday. So we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So that's kind of the update on email marketing. Any questions about any of that stuff?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So the next thing I wanted to chat about, obviously, is social media. Duh. So the first and most important thing we're going to talk about is the posts and improving them. But I wanted to actually start with talking about stories because we're going to take that over for you starting next week, Monday the 1st. And let me rephrase that. By take it over, I mean, we're going to start playing with you in that space because you're going to still be there as well. So I had a plan in my mind. And as I was walking the dog this morning, I was like, this might not work because what I want to do is come up with a schedule so that we're posting on certain days of the week, every single week, and you don't have to worry about it that week. So you can put it out of your, or that day, so you can put it out of your head. And I was thinking, oh, perfect. We'll be doing it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But those are the days that you guys are in, right?
Yeah.
So that doesn't make any sense. You're going to be there anyway. So that would be perfect time for you to post. So if we posted Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, would that alleviate some stress from you guys of having to post on Tuesday, Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So we're going to do that. And we have a schedule. Let me pull up the schedule. I'm going to share my screen with you. So I was just playing with this. You can see this calendar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as of right now, we've got 3 stories planned for next week. So what's going to happen every week is we're going to send you a little calendar so you can see what the stories are that we have planned. And then like if we have March specials this week, we'll be able to put up a story on Monday with the March specials. So we wanted to get started with this and we're going to build out this calendar. So you're going to see like story topic, story topic, story topic, and then story topic, story topic, story topic. So we'll take care of it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. And we're going to really focus on kind of doing what I'm going to call more involved stories. I wanted to keep them really educational. It's stuff that's going to be a little bit more of a story to tell, if that gives you some context. So the stuff that I want you guys to focus on is having fun in the office, taking boomerangs, like being a little influencery, like have some fun with it. So the things that I want you to keep in mind are having like a neutral background and like just having a ton of fun, keeping it on brand. And Emily actually made, and I'm going to send this to you guys in Slack, but she made this guide for you of things to do and not to do. So one of the things that we're going to set up with you guys is kind of like a routine. So every single morning, I want you guys to post the same type of story. And this is not forever, but this is for right now. So the thing that's tracking on social media right now, that's like such a trend, is a to-do list. So everybody loves to see a to-do list because what it does is it shows how busy you are without you having to like show all the patients that come in. So if you can put on like one slide, happy Monday, and that's all that says, the next slide could be like a busy day ahead. We're seeing 500 patients, or we're seeing, 4 sculpture cases and 3 Botox cases and 2 microneedlings or whatever. And then that communicates to people like, wow, they're really busy. And it creates this thing called social proof. When other people see that other people are going there, it makes it safe for them to go there too. So what we're going to do with these to-do lists is really build up the how busy you guys are and how much volume you do while taking care of everybody. Does that track for you?
Mhm.
So I'd like to see you guys do those in the mornings, and then we're going to post our stories between 10 and 11 a.m. every single day. People are usually checking their phones like on their lunch break, so I feel like good about that time. And we want to break it up so that we have like a post early and then let that kind of like chill and let people watch it. And then we want to show back up again with another story around lunchtime or so. So this is an example. And then Emily's put in here some like to-dos and also some things to look out for. Also some tips on like behind the scenes, and then the treatments, showing activity. So these are all actually videos, and you'll see that when you play the video. But just some behind the scenes. Now, we love that you guys are using what we call the boosters, which are the like quizzes or polls. But what I'm seeing, and I think I brought this up, is that it's a little bit too inside. The questions that you're asking, you have to be pretty educated to know how to answer them, because you're like, is this Botox or Dysport, or is this, Radius or whatever? And with that being said, it doesn't allow the consumer or the everyday person to participate enough because they're afraid of getting it wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you guys have all this specialized knowledge. Even the one yesterday that was like, what type of facial is this? Well, I obviously know that. She's holding the Diamond Glow pen. Like I can see her using the thing, and you know that, but like the average consumer wouldn't know that. So the better thing would be to ask, like, are you looking for a facial that, and the two options could be like, clears your blackheads and makes you glow? So there's no wrong answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then the same thing with this particular question box that Emily did. It's like, have you tried this? Yeah, I'm obsessed. Or, ooh, I want to. It still makes it not a hard quiz. We want people to be able to win by participating. So that's something that I want you to start thinking about. We never want people to be wrong on social media. We don't want us to be too inside or have inside jokes or inside knowledge, because once we have inside stuff, that makes people feel like they're on the outside. So what we're trying to do is cultivate not followers, but community, and try to get people into our community and get them to participate with these boosters. So something to think about, and we're going to continue to talk about that. 2 affirmative options, love that. And then the other thing too that we see work really, really well, and actually upping the eyeballs that go onto your stories, is giving people incentives. And one of the things that's worked really well for us, like let's pretend we're working with a spa that does massage. We can say, 2 last minute massage openings today, one at 3 and 4. And then people will reach out in the DMs and be like, oh, I want that. Because literally people are making purchase decisions in the moment. And then you can help them out over the DMs, like, perfect, give us a call, like, let's get you booked. And then what we're going to do is you'll see, oops, I think it needs to play on the video.
Yeah. You can just like click the slide and press play, I think.
Oh, really? Let's
Yeah.
try. Thanks, Emily. There we go. What you can do is you can say like, these ones are booked, right? And like draw a line through them, or even write booked. Now, I don't want you to overuse this, and this might take a little bit more finessing, because you can't just say like, we have 4 available appointments. It's like 4 available appointments for what, right? But you could say we have 2 last minute openings for Botox today, and just pick one person's schedule, and don't overdo this. This is kind of like a twice a week thing when you just want to fill spots. And even if you don't fill them, what you need to do is write booked after, like in a couple hours. Because what you're showing and you're training your audience to do is to look for these opportunities so they can slide in last minute, and that you're showing that it's working. Whether it's working or not, you're always going to show, oh, we booked this one, at least one of them. Does that make sense to you? Okay. So with that being said, that's another technique we want you guys to start working on in stories. And then you'll see this in the video, but Emily just has some design tips about keeping it clean and easy to read. We're going to be adding hashtags to your Instagram story. We have a video training on our Instagram that I'll send to you guys so you can see how that's done as well, tagging locations. But I basically want this to be like as easy and quick as possible for you. So starting next week, we'll be posting stories Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday between 10 and 11 a.m. And you guys will have taken care of the to-do list in the morning every single day. And what I have in my phone is I literally have a folder of like, I call them backgrounds. And they're just like cute, like background images or like pretty, I'll send you some examples of like, you know, some pretty shots of the office or like a couple of the girls like being cute on Boomerang. And I continually repurpose them as my backgrounds for all these like Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning kind of a thing. And then I periodically add to my collection. How does that sound?
Good.
Okay. I think it's achievable. I feel really good about that stories plan for us, and I'm really excited. So let's jump over to the static posts. I sent this link again kind of last minute. I apologize for that because we made some changes and we swapped out some of those posts, but we want to make sure we're getting approval from you guys on everything. Now, hi.
So I need to take Kaylee, but Claire's still with you, okay?
Okay, perfect.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Good to see you.
So Claire, don't worry. I know you're driving and I don't want you to crash. So I'm just going to talk and like, don't even worry about responding. I got you.
You're good. You're fine.
Okay, literally be safe. So what I wanted to bring up was we're going to continue to add to this. We're doing our regular scheduled posting per week. But the biggest thing is I want to make sure we designate one person that's like the approval, because we are going to have a really hard time if we're approving by committee. I need like either you or Kaylee to be like, okay, we reviewed them and they're good. Because if we're waiting for a really long time, then that stops our whole process and it makes it really challenging for us to know if we're like good to move forward or not and what's working, what's not. So I also want to make this note for Dr. Atai, like we're building a foundation right now. So we need to like get this going first. And then we're going to start really engaging once we have like an aesthetic vibe on your page. And just know we're going to add in like the more sophisticated targeting and like the older people that we want to showcase and all that kind of stuff as time goes on. Right now, we're just getting into the rhythm of things. So we're going to build with you guys. So it's not going to happen overnight. The other thing that I want you to know, and I got like Dr. Atai sent these awesome images of like a non-surgical rhinoplasty last night. We're going to be adding that stuff into the feed, but you're not going to see it immediately. And that's been a big adjustment for a lot of our clients because they'll get a case done or a project done and they're like, let's post about it. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. It's in the schedule in 3 weeks. And they're like upset about it because they were excited about it now and they don't want to wait 3 weeks for it. But the thing is that the people that are watching your Instagram, like they have absolutely no concept of time. They don't know if you did that case 3 weeks ago or today. And what we're really trying to do is make it work with the overall story that we're trying to tell. So trust us on this. We're going to get your stuff in as soon as we possibly can. But we want to make sure that it works. It's balanced. We've got the right information and that it goes in there. So just know it might be an adjustment if it doesn't go up immediately. Other couple updates is the link in bio feature is active on your Instagram. So now when we're going to add that to all the captions, like want more information, check the link in our bio, and then it'll give them the option to select the photo and then go to your website for more information. We've also updated the tracking number for social media. So I got that from Studio 3. And oh yeah, we're working on hashtags, and we're also going to, when we come in on the 12th, we're going to not drop off, but basically show up with phones and like a whole bunch of videos already edited so that Dr. Atai can do some voiceovers for us in the moment. He can literally watch the video and then we'll literally voice record him talking about that 30-second video. So we're going to make it as easy as possible. So what I would love to do, Claire, is in the Slack, you've got this, take a look through the posts that we have scheduled for the next about 3 weeks and let us know if you see any glaring issues, any questions, what you want to see more of, all that kind of stuff. And you can just respond right in the Slack and we can make sure to update it from there. Does that work for you? Actually, don't respond because I don't want you to crash.
Yes, I'm fine. I actually just parked. I'm okay now.
Perfect.
But yeah, no, that sounds great. That sounds awesome.
Okay.
That is what Dr. Ty does get that way when he, especially if it's like an immediate before and after, he'll want us to post right away. But that, to me, that makes sense.
And like, we want to accommodate that, right? Like he's stoked about it. Like maybe we have like, for example, like next week we have the lips or whatever. Maybe we can swap out the lips for later and do non-surgical rhinoplasty sooner, as long as it looks good, as long as it goes with the story. But if, for example, we had, you know, a special that is expiring and we're talking about that, I'm not moving that post and rewriting the caption. That
Right.
rhinoplasty post is just going to wait. And it's going to be as exciting and it's going to hit just as good in 3 weeks or in 3 days or whatever. So trust us on that. We go through it all the time. I totally understand. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
So next week, just FYI, we're going to start posting on stories on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. The routine will be, and I'm going to document all of this in an email so that you have it for reference. The routine will be, you guys post a morning to-do list. We'll post between 10 and 11 daily. Then you all can post again in the afternoon, and you're going to be like fun, influencery, personality. Like, why would somebody want to come hang out with you at Laser Clinique? Because you guys are fucking beautiful. You're so much fun, like having fun with things, like behind the scenes. And then we're also going to start responding to DMs with some canned responses. So like, love that question. Like, let me get you in touch with our Laser Clinique concierge. To get in touch with them, please send them an email or, you know, call this number. And so we'll start helping you support there. And then we're also next week going to be working on that email marketing project.
Perfect.
Okay.
That sounds great.
I'm so happy to support you guys. Like, this has been the most fun. Emily and I are still working on just like a general marketing document. So it's got like all the tips and tricks that we're using and the strategies. And we work on that over the first couple of weeks that we're actually like in it. With you guys, so we can be like, okay, this is why we're doing this. And this is the strategy we're implementing for this. So you're going to have like this big old document of like all of the information as well coming to you soon. So we're doing a lot of behind the scenes work, but like having the most fun. So thank you so much.
Nice. Yes, I'm excited. I did have one more question. I know you covered it. I'm so sorry. I just had a brain fart. What day should I review posts before?
I love it. So I'm going to send you, so a couple things. We're always going to be building the post out in the future. So you'll be like, if I send you a link on Friday and you see next week's post, you'll have already approved those. Like
I'll be on Friday.
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago. So I'll send you the links on Friday and you can look. I'm going to try to get them out to you in Friday morning. So you have the work day to review them. And then if you have any feedback, you can let us know on Friday and we'll fix it for the next week or the 2 weeks ahead or 3 weeks ahead.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
All right, my love, have a great day. Good luck with Studio 3. I can't wait to see those pictures. I think they're going to be
You guys too. Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye, hun.
Bye.
Bye, Em.